Hey, greetings, everyone. You princes, princesses, dames, kings, queens out there. Thanks for tuning in and watching another episode of Lore of Warcraft. This is a show where we try to cover everything lore related in the game, and a big part of that game, is the joy of playing the game itself and trying to see every little piece of in-game content that we can. We also do some of the non-canon stuff. I have some art book operations in the works right now. I have taken a couple weeks off of that, just out of laziness. Just haven't been feeling it, but we were really close to finishing the last one, so I'm going to try to squeeze that one in where I can. I just don't want them to take the place of this, since we have so much catch-up time. I essentially have a sunk cost of a year or so, where we had to reboot the walkthrough for Classic, which is what we're doing now, a completionist walkthrough of Classic. Last time we did Wailing Caverns. It was our second run, an Alliance run. There is no difference between an Alliance and a Horde run. It's just less. There's less things to do. And because of the time of day and it being slightly less of an Alliance dungeon, I ended up getting a carry. Just a friendly, I don't pay for those, just if someone had never done the dungeon before, so they kind of wanted a tour guide through it. And I got turned around a couple times, but I led him as best as I could through the dungeon. And yeah, it was all good. So unfortunately, it took just long enough that we have to still go turn in all the quests on this episode, and then her next thing will just be going right to Shadowfang Keep. There are no Shadowfang Keep quests, so let's talk about it as we get in there. So stay a while and listen. Imagine a world in which Cain would just kind of do-up you like that. Listen. Alright, so we're going to look at a couple things. First little things first, though. Let's turn in. We have 5 quests to turn in. Huzzah. We have to speak with someone in Ratchet about the operations going on. Oh, we have quite a full... Actually, we'll stop at my favorite dude. Let's see how right or wrong I was about my stacks and what they sell for. Look at all these. We got lots of wool, which is pretty cool. I like that. So we'll start with this right here. So we're spending less than 1 silver on repairs. Let's see. The Deviate scales, as is, 12 of them sells for 240. Not the best. So the staff, I was wrong, only sold for 5 silver. A bow, only for 3. A stack of forked tongues sold for 11. 6 for a 2-handed mallet. Okay, so we are getting 11 for the green bow. We have 1 perfect Deviate scale. You can sell that bad boy for a gold, almost. 80 silver or something. I kind of want to go on the auction house and sell these buggers. Only 10 silver for Armor of the Fang. 19 for that dagger. Okay, the shield, 5. 17. Oh, that's a 2-handed sword, that's why. These boots, which were all worse. Now, here's 17, 14, so we're getting some of that. 2-handed axe. 20 for the shield, which I'm not keeping. Only 4 for that axe. We're going to save the Moss Agate. Fire Belcher we got from that little dude. And then this ring, I think, was worse. Yeah, because we got an upgrade on the ring. We did get the Deep Fathom ring, which is cool. Alright, so all said and done, not too shabby. I would consider selling those scales, but I'm also slightly tempted to just post them on the auction house and see. I don't love to play the auction house game, but yeah, we'll still make some heavy wool because we're trying to get to 180. But sometimes I'll go post like one thing on there just to take a peek, see if we get any luck. I don't think we're going to hit our 4 points that we need to clear off one of our bandage books. But bandages, there we go, we got 1 point. Bandages sell for a pretty decent little amount. Okay, we're about to mathematically, yep, now we're after this one. Yeah, okay, so now we literally can't. No worries. Didn't really expect to. And it doesn't matter.
His money, friend.
Alright, the smart drinks.
Great, you got it. I can't wait to try it.
We're not doing blue
This
leaf
is going to
tubers.
make me a fortune. I just know it. Thank you, adventurer. Take this, and after I'm rich, I'll send you more. I promise.
Yeah, oh well, he promised. So I'm expecting more than bad boys in my mailbox. Where are the smart drinks at? Me no see them. Oh, he just gives you the money. He doesn't give you smart drinks. He doesn't actually give you the drinks proper on that one.
Yeah, what do you want?
Well, the Dockmaster's been on my case.
Superb.
Just money for
Just
that,
as I was
too.
about to lose
Money
my
and
job
XP.
too,
Oh,
I
we're
will see
about
to
to
it that
ding,
Gazlo
though.
gets this gift immediately. Thank you,
27.
adventurer. Nicely done, I say.
Alright, so some homeboy right around here. This guy? Yeah, there we go.
Lots to do, lots to do. The Union's given us deadlines, and they're not the sort you want to miss. Interesting, interesting. I know of a druid that lives atop the hill above the Wailing Caverns, adventurer. She might be able to tell you more about this shard you have found. Now, I must get back to work.
Alright, so I'm going to go into the old banky poo here.
Time is money, friend.
And continue stacking my gems. Those are useful. So when we do go to work on blacksmithing, something to consider. 20 stack of rough grinding stones. Okay. Alright. Other than that, yeah, we have these. I do not want to sell in the neutral auction house. We're up to 10 gold. That's pretty solid. Yeah, neutral auction house, no spanks.
Hey, how you doing?
We do actually have. I mean, we've got almost 40 bronze. We could build some things with our bronze stuff if we get into. How's our blacksmithing looking? 135. Yeah, so we could still. We will be in a capital. I don't know that Darnassus has much of a blacksmithing. Actually, I think it does have a little area. So we're going to go turn in our 2 quests up there now and the glowing shard. We're going to go climb to the top of Wailing Caverns. And then one of those, I believe, is going to send us to Darnassus. So we're going to have to hoof it to Darnassus one way or another. To decide how the best way from here I could... Well, we could go into Stone Talon and hoof it all the way up and fly. That sounds terrible. We could head straight north and then hoof it to Astronar and fly the rest of the way. I think hoofing it back to Ratchet. I think I did this calculation last time. Alright, but we turned in 2 things. We turned in smart drinks and trouble at the docks. So let's go ahead and mark that off on the old spreadsheet here. The old spready poo. Okay, so I got up to, I'm ready to start running Nomergon, and that's about where we left off on the last show, on my dry run or whatever. So, we're pretty close. Yeah, so smart drinks is, oh, we also picked up, what was it called? Gotta mark that. We picked up the glowing shard. So, the glowing shard drop quest, we actually picked that up on the last one. Bam. Bam. And we just turned in, I'll do both of them side by side. Okay, bam bam. Bam bam. Except we uncheck those and check those. Those are all done. So 5 total quests you can get as Alliance, which is not too shabby. It's definitely worth a run. There's my mountain. I guess that's the big mountain up there. Nothing really different, although as Alliance, yeah, they're going to send you to talk to a different set of druids. That's about it. I think we're going to ding to 27 just from this. Well, whilst we run, let's take a peek at, well, we're going to max out Conviction. That's happening. And then we need 2 more points where I'm going to max out Blessing of Might and probably Seal of the Crusader, because I like that one. Yeah, so I have my next 3 levels set out for me. Then I think it will be cool. Sanctity Aura is basically, it's not going to give you a 10% damage buff, because it's holy damage 10%. Now if we look at this, this will increase holy damage taken by up to 50. This does a maximum of 135. So let's just assume, best case scenario, this is a 185 extra damage on any given hit. So that's an extra 18 damage on a fully buffed character if I get the best hit. Probably, you know, not exactly that. How's our copper doing on its own? Still 17? I think I'm good. I'm not going to loot straight copper.
You wish to speak? Oh, I have never seen anything like this.
I level up right now.
This shard holds great secrets. It is the pure essence of the Emerald Dream. However, what I see in this shard is not a dream, One would call this sort of a vision a nightmare. I do not wish to alarm you, adventurer, but I think it is best if you deliver this shard into the hands of a wise druid as soon as you can. Mathringal Bearwalker in the Cenarian Circle is who you need to find. Head to Darnassus. I cannot say more.
So kind of annoying, that's the other thing, to do this dungeon as Alliance, because you gotta go to Darnassus. So unless you're a Night Elf, then you have had to done some things. Obviously that last little sentence was different, but other than that, probably almost identical. Let's max out Conviction. So we have a 5% bonus to crit now. That will not go away. Can't take it from us. Let's turn in these last couple Dungo quests. Stupidest way to get quests. I don't know, but it's also kind of cool. Did you find these secret little quest areas?
Can I assist you?
Alright, no, we didn't get anything from that yet.
Greetings. Your efforts should
Okay,
not go unnoticed.
definitely no question. We definitely want the bag on this bad boy. So, let me swap it out. I swap it for that one? Yeah, and then I can swap those around. Yeah, let's keep it like that. Alright, so those wool bags, if you remember, we got those from a kind soul back in the beginning of the game. I don't need to keep this woolen bag. Not really. I could put it in my bank. Yeah, we'll put it in the bank. I think it's an upgrade over whatever we have. But
As
definitely.
a disciple of Narlex, I commend your bravery, adventurer. Your aid in ridding the caverns is the first step in our long plight to see the barrens restored. Thank you, and may you prosper.
So those gloves are better for DPS, but they're not better on the whole for us. So I'm not going to take them.
A shot.
Even though it would make better DPS because of the time that we spend soloing stuff. It's not quite worth it for me. Alright, so as we run back, I will do this quest logs. We're going to go back to Ratchet and Fly. And then, once we hit Darnassus, we are going to Hearth to Stormwind. And we will mess around with our jobs while we're in Stormwind. Whatever jobs we can. Can't do first aid. We did just level up, so maybe when we're in Ratchet, we'll also fish quickly. See what we can get out of fishing in Ratchet. Fishing in Ratchet kind of sucks, though. Might be better just to fish in Darnassus. What's our fishing? Our fishing's at 150. It should be at 1... Oh no, we're good. I forgot this character's already maxed out on fishing. We don't have to fish. So there we go. Scrap that. Unclench, everyone. You don't have to watch me fish. Cooking we're good on. I mean, mining, it'd be nice to get some more mining. Mining and blacksmithing. Blacksmithing we will work on. So that'll be the one thing we do. We're good on smelting. We can still smelt. We can already smelt and mine iron. Oh, where am I going? Almost walked right into the crossroads. Alright, so first of all, let's see. Let's open this a pinch more. We finished the glowing shard. Let's open this just a few more. Bam, bam, bam. Finished the glowing shard. We also did Deviate Hides and Deviate Eradication. Okay. Actually, let's undo that, because before we did that, we also picked up, what's it called? In Nightmares. Now, a lot of these I label as neutral, and that was a pickup, whereas our final thing will be turning in Nightmares as a drop-off. That's the end of the game. That's the end of the quest run. We'll be done. All said and done, because of our flight paths, it's not going to take us that long, because we're going to fly to Darnassus. That's going to be the longest part of our thing. Then we're going to Hearth to Stormwind. All fine. All we need to do is mess with blacksmithing there. Then we're going to get on the flight path in Stormwind. And when we're in Stormy Poo, we actually have, I believe we have the flight path opened up all the way to South Shore, as you can see, because we've already ran up here before for the Paladin quest. So we will fly from Stormwind to South Shore. So a lot of flying going on in our life here today. And then we'll just walk from South Shore till we're right outside. Or actually, we don't even necessarily need to walk. We can just stay in the inn in South Shore so we can at least accumulate some rested XP, even though we are sitting solid with a decent amount. Now, because tomorrow we will have some other... We have some other things going on for us. So, the boss of Shadowfang Keep is 26, so significantly tougher than what we just did in Wailing Caverns, where the ever-living guy or whatever is at 22. So it is a harder dungeon, even though it's capping off a zone. The Barrens takes us to, like I said, the Barrens takes us to different quests. I might have to take a peek at where we're at if we look at the Barrens quests. Oh, also while we're flying, yeah, we got on the flight path real quick first. And that will give us some things, at least on the boring side, to look at for a moment. Here we can, while we're here, we can stop in the bank, and I might need to get my gems out of, let's see where we are just off the bat. 7 and 6, 6, 8, 5 for the sword, 14, 8. Okay, 5 with coarse bracers, which is good. 6 with the silver bars and that. Yeah, these all require coarse grinding stones, so that's annoying. That's a 7 without. It's just rough grinding stones. I can make 1. That's the gems, and it only requires 1. So that's actually probably a better thing, because the others all required 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So I can at least.
Hey, how you doing?
I do have 5 of these, so that's actually great because we can do a 5 set right off the bat. So we'll at least take that out, and then we can replace this bag here with this. So it adds a little bit more space into the old thing. I have that keg of Thunder Brew. All right. And then I wanted to go to the auction house, maybe. Okay. I mean, silver is still useful. So, but that at least gives us a pinch. And I have at least 5 grinding stones, so that's cool.
Talk to me.
And that'll allow us to get to the next,
Right back.
that's 13 silver. That'll allow us to get to the next rank of blacksmithing, and I don't think that's 225. I don't know that I have anything. I don't have any recipes ready to go, but at 140 I'll probably get something. Alright, so if you look at where we were, because remember, we're going to do all the way up until the level 26 quests are there. So let's look at, say, Isha Awak. Let's just look and see what level quest that is. That is a level 20 thing. That's a level 27 quest. So we're going to be stopping before Isha Awak. Okay. So that's, which means Maran Skyseer is probably, I probably shouldn't have even gotten off of that one. Also 27, so we will be going before Maran Skyseer. And then, yeah, if you looked at Cry of the Thunderhawk, yeah, that was only 20. So, I believe, oh, we already kind of looked at this. Because the Revenge of Gan, I think that one was way too high. Yeah, the Revenge of Gan is, oh, that is 26. So the first one's 26, 26, and Gan's Reclamation is only a 23. Okay, so there you go. So up to this is where we are going to be completing. So we're going to do that tomorrow. We're going to do Gan's Reclamation. Hope to goodness we're going to find the Harvester, but we're basically going to do this chunk from here to here. That will be tomorrow. Depending on time, if we have a couple seconds, we can take a hop over to our other character and look and see. Maybe we'll get lucky and the Harvester will be sitting there. But that also makes me know that we should be prepared. I need to basically, now is major Harvester time. I got to start popping on and checking for the Harvester, camping out the Harvester wherever I can. Hopefully we catch that tomorrow, but our time is ticking. And then after that, we'll come back after we do Shadowfang Keep, and we'll do these few. Mara and Skyseer, easy. Isha Awak, easy. New source or sample, technically in 1,000 needles, and it is easy, but annoying. Horde Presence is tough. We'll probably need a little help with that one, because that's going to come off of the Rune Scroll. So that's something we'll be doing tomorrow. That'll be fun. Melor Sends Word is, I believe, a breadcrumb. Tear of the Moons is the hardest one. Swarm Grows, we would need to be 29 for that. Obviously, I don't think that's going to happen. We're only 27. So most likely, we're going to hit 27 after Shadowfang Keep, because we should get some XP for doing Shadowfang Keep. It's a higher level dungeon. But I still think, all things considered, even with all this, we'll probably only be around 28. So we're going to have a little bit as we then head into, no quests for Shadowfang Keep for the Alliance. As we head into Stone Talon, we are going to have to keep an eye, and when we hit, as our Horde character hit 29, same thing we have going on with Westfall, where when we hit 40, we have to go back. My Alliance character is 39 and a half on my dry run. And we have to be careful when we do Nomergon. I was just experimenting with this last night, or dealing with it. Almost every quest for Nomergon has breadcrumbs scattered throughout the world. So we have to be real careful. The Horde, no, there's nothing. That's easy. There's so many breadcrumb, so many quests for Nomergon. I tried to get a group going, but it was getting kind of late, and Nomergon is a long behind dungeon, so I'm going to do it right when I log off of this. I'm going to start the process of trying to get a group together for Nomergon, so I can do that run. And if you remember, that's right about where we were. The only thing that's going to happen differently is I'm going to, certain things like 1,000 Needles is a completed run. Again, by the way, I did that experiment, 39, totally fine. The difference between 38 and 39 when you're at that cusp is ridiculous. Instead of, also class matters. I was a mage, so at 39 mage, it wasn't even a thing. I just had to go, it was totally fine. So again, the goal, and I'm really hoping, by feathering in the dungeons the way we do it, that our level will gain a little bit of XP in the long run. Because the way I do it now is I will completely finish a zone, then go back and do whatever dungeons I wanted. It makes the dungeons easier, but it makes you get nothing. Like I just did Razorfen Crawl, I got nothing for doing. I probably got all quests turned in on the Alliance, all mobs killed. I got probably less than 1,000 XP. So maybe a little gold. You don't get a lot since I'm an enchanter either. I just disenchant. I did gain 10, 15 points of enchantment by the time I also hadn't been to the enchanter in a while, so it's not all from that. It was a good run though, the crawl run for the Alliance. I tanked with my Feral on my Horde, and I cringed myself a little bit because I did the thing where it's kind of like fishing for reassurance at the end, where I was like, okay, thanks for the run, everybody. Sorry for the bad tanking. And, then you could almost hear the collective groan to the digital world where people are like, it wasn't that bad. On the one hand, I am self-conscious about that because I don't typically tank on that character, so especially on a character where I don't tank. In Classic, there's really not a lot that you can do. Just pull. I should have been using my feral. There's just little things I wasn't used to. I should have been using my feral, whatever it's called, fairy fire, to make my distance pulls. That's what you should be doing. But overall, like, yeah, it wasn't too bad. But all right, now we're flying across. We're almost finally to Darnassus. Don't remember what freaking time we started. Where are we at for this? Yeah, so we're already coming almost to the halfway point. Yeah, most of the level. 45. Yeah. So most of the episode is gonna be traveling like this. But yeah, so I'm hoping the XP will come. Oh, that's what happens when I tab over. I'm keeping my phone on me. A lot of the times I make these, I don't try to make it. I'm still waiting. Still no news on that front. So there is a small chance that when we make these episodes, you guys might get to see a reaction video to good or bad news in real time. And I've already pre-decided, you know what, screw it, good or bad. We're just gonna keep rolling. If I got the news, and I would do it, but typically this should be a safe time. All the other times I've gotten a call, the work call, for whatever reason, they like to call her in the neighborhood of 3 o'clock server time. So I think we'll probably be good, but you never know. You know, 9 to 5 work day, so anything could happen. They told me on Monday that things would move quickly, and today's Thursday, so now there has to be time for there to be a second round. So we're going up to the Druid area, by the way, and if it's anything like the Horde one, we're just turning in the gym, and they're going to be like, "Ooh, this is spooky. There's an Emerald Nightmare." That's what I expect there to happen for us. But yeah, so they would need time to bring my appointment up before the board, which is mid-July, and they would need time for me to have the second round of interviews before that. And, so I don't know. The Druids. Hello, you nature lovers.
How may I?
What brings you to the Cenarian Circle, adventurer?
May I help you with something?
Fala sent you to me? Well, now let's see that shard that you say she was so hesitant to talk about. Oh, I didn't... Well, adventurer, thank you for delivering this to me. It isn't wise to speak of things such as this, though I advise you, these are matters that the Cenarian Druids alone must attend to. Let's just say that things in the Emerald Dream are not as we thought. Perhaps in the future our paths may cross again.
So you don't even get the kind of teaser that is. You do get 2,000 XP, but you don't even get a teaser that we're talking about a nightmare here that you get as the Horde. These boots are not good. Not quite as good as what we have, and I feel like we might have made our own boots, so nothing special there. We should get some better rewards out of the Shut Up and Keep. We also got, I mean, nothing, there's only so many, like, the ring, Silverlane Family Seal, we already got that last time. And nothing's gonna beat our fist for a while. This Deep Fathom ring is pretty solid. Alright, so we're gonna make a post. We're gonna set a post up. And we want to post, first of all, I guess let's look at the Deviate scale. See what we have. So 9 Deviate scales. A single Deviate scale selling for 40 silver. This is 9, a stack of 9 selling for... I'm going to sell my stack of 12 for 1 gold. I'm going to be a jerk. So let's first of all just put... Where do I... up there, I see. Okay, so we're going to do this. Starting price is going to be 1 gold, 0, 0. Oh, you have to do... Actually, you know what? Starting price we'll put as this 90. And then the buyout price, 1 gold. Okay. So it costs us half a silver to put that in there. We won't even get a gold because we'll get a little bit less. And then let's look at the perfect deviate scale. None? Alright, well I'm going to put... Okay, we'll put 1 perfect deviate scale for sale. Starting price, I don't know, 80. And then we'll do a buyout of that one. Same thing, 1 gold. Silver, I gotta pay a silver for that one. Okay. I did long. Oh man, I only have it set up for 8 hours instead of 24. I hate it when I do that. I wish you could change that once you make the auction. So we just basically spent 2 silver on that process. Hopefully I can sell one of them. I don't freaking know. The other day I went on there and there was a lot. You know what? It's because it's Alliance. That's why. The Alliance don't run that freaking dungeon. So that's the reason why. Alright. The person's name is Dirty Sheets. Okay, we're going over to the Dwarven District now to mess with our blacksmithing for just a quick second. All that work we've done and all this bronze that we've collected, and we're going to get 5 points or something out of it. We don't have a lot of coarse grinding stones. Yeah, it's these rough bronze shoulders, which are... I have durable chain shoulders, which are 4 points better. But these are, you know, they're pretty solid. Only requires level 17. And yeah, so we're going to set up Shadowfang Keep. Oh, it's quicker to get to Desolus. Darkshore or Theramore? Should you run from Ratchet? Basically, means you'd have to run across the Barrens, run up Stone Talon, and then into the... Yep, and then I guess the other one, you'd be running down Darkshore, running through Ashenvale, and then running across. It's pretty dang close to being a wash. Alright, so we're gonna make 5 of these, because that's all we can make, and that will give us 5 more points. And a little bit of money. And then we're hopping on the old flight path one more time. And we might make a little bit more, depending on what opens up. Okay, we hit 140. It's an expert blacksmith.
What can I... So you want to be a blacksmith, eh?
I can't
Grab
make
an
anything.
apron and a hammer, lass.
Crud.
Let's see what you've got.
Alright, so... That's a shame. So we can make these pants for 6 each, because I don't have the stuff to make the others. Yeah, I guess that's what we're making. So if you don't have the extra side stuff, because if we had some stones, but we don't even have the stones, so we're still 3 points away from getting anything. That is a massive pile of chips.
How are you? Don't let the humans in the bazaar fool you, lass. With the subway
160.
those gnomes built, it's easier than ye might think
Why
to
that?
transport goods
Hardened
from
iron
Forge.
short sword.
If they try to tack on import fees, just tell them you're
Alright,
gonna
and
buy
then-
their gear from me.
Yeah, basically gonna pay for it with all the stuff we just made. Okay, we need more.
Watch your back.
I mean, we could take the tram over and then fly, but screw it. So we are still, we're good on time because we really the farthest part is going to be this flight. The run over to Shadowking Keep is not going to take us that long. That was all the maintenance we really had to do. And now it's just running to Shadowfang Keep. And then I still think, regardless of where we are on time, but I think we're gonna be good. We're gonna take a peek and check for Harvester. I'm not very optimistic, but you never know. So that's a 160, which is in the ballpark. We're getting close. Just we gotta go across this bridge. Alrighty, so we got the 4th of July coming up. I don't know if you guys are into that. You've heard me talk about that in years past if you've been a long-time listener of the show, since we are now in our 3rd year of the show. So, trying to think what we normally do, or what I've talked about. Last year, I did the 4th per usual, like we've been doing for, man, at least 15 years. But I just wasn't feeling it. And, you know, it's a pretty big event, and literally every year it gets
These great beasts know
bigger
paths that you can't find
and
on
bigger
foot. They'll get
and
you there
bigger.
fast and
So we've
maybe
spent
show
20
you
silver
something
just
new
on
at the same
flights.
time.
So it started, man, 15, 20 years ago. Maybe not 20, because I've been married about 15, and probably started a year or two before that. So I guess we're getting close to the 20-year mark. But I live in sort of it used to be the middle of the woods. It's still technically the middle of the woods, and I have as of right now, knock on wood, the way my house is set up, it's the lots around us are something known as drop lots, where you could buy them and you could build on them, but they're not attached to the city's infrastructure in the same way. So whoever developed the lots would need to pay to have electricity and sewage and everything ran onto these lots. And so that's some of the lots surrounding me, and then the other lots are designated if they ever, because I live on a cul-de-sac, but if they ever wanted to commit to changing that's kind of neat. If they ever wanted, the city owns those other lots, and if they ever want to take this cul-de-sac, they could bulldoze the woods, and a couple blocks away, there's another cul-de-sac. They could bulldoze and connect, and my house, which has for 20 years now been, or almost, like I said, 17, whatever. It's been on a cul-de-sac. It could turn into a through street, and all of a sudden my house could become a corner house instead of, which would suck. But I feel like I've gotten almost 20 years out of it, so whatever. We're only on this earth for so finite of a point of time, so it is what it is. But the beautiful thing, because of the nature of those different types of lots, I have always been the only house on this cul-de-sac. So it was great when my kids were younger. We could play, we could go outside. Whenever we have events, you can load up that whole cul-de-sac with people parking. And 17 years ago, we used to take our fireworks out into the middle of that cul-de-sac and shoot them off. It was great. And back then, my sister and my brother-in-law, her whole family, which is about the same size as my family. They have 3 kids, we have 4, but Other than that, pretty close. And then my other siblings. We would all have a family affair, but we were the only ones. I'm the oldest, so we were the only ones that owned a house. But as the years went on, my sister and her husband, they ended up buying a farm. And so it's a little bit further away, but that coincided after 5 years or so of the more development happening in the area. So we had a couple years where we had, plus we are starting, you know, when 17 years ago, we're spending a few $100, and every year we spend a little more. People are chipping in, yada yada yada, and as we got bigger and bigger, and as more development happened, we started having a couple years where the cops got called. So right around that time, my sister got the farm, so we moved it 10-ish years ago over to maybe 8 years ago, something like that. We moved it over to her farm, and we've been doing the past 7 to 10 years at her farm. And it's continued to grow. So, you know, as our kids became adults, they want to bring their significant others, their friends, you know, the younger kids bring their friends bring their families, local families from the neighboring farms, they come. It just becomes a thing to where it's the biggest family event for our family and friends and everything of the year. It's a massive thing. I would say, I mean, it started with just our families, so we're talking about a dozen people, and now probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 to 50 people come to this event. And it got really big when around 5 years ago or so, it started to get so big that I started using some of my spreadsheet type of mentality that I think to plan out the fireworks, rig up a show, create timing on the show. It's big enough where it used to be something that we would just lay things out, then it would take some time to set up, and then now it's a minimum 3 to 4 people job. We usually take a truck. We usually have to build up, you know, frameworks for the fireworks to go on. It's a big affair. It costs a lot of money, especially not even taking into account inflation. But I would say the minimum just in pure fireworks that gets put in that is counted is probably at least $5,000 in fireworks. And then usually we get donations, and you know, that's not counting the sparklers and the things like that, the stuff that the kids play with, bottle rockets, the things that the kids bring. So it's a big show, and it's normally about 15 to 30 minutes of solid fireworks after we set it up. It's a big production. It's a big ordeal. So it has gotten so big that when you go, it used to be I could, you know, have an adult beverage and just set some fireworks off, and the kids would do it too, and it was all cool. I'm just in my front yard basically. To where now it's an hour drive on a day when the cops are out. It takes a couple hours to set up. You know, at least takes planning. You're working the entire time. One, it's dangerous, as working with fireworks is. So there's always that lurking specter of trying to do everything right from a safety side, because I don't want to freaking lose a hand over it. And I don't want anybody else to get hurt. And just the amount of work, I mean, it's hot, you're sweating, you're working for hours, you don't get to see the show. So I've been doing that for almost 20 years. And it has gotten as big as that for almost 10 years now. So a couple years back, I took a year off, and we went out of town. We went on a down to like a little nice tropical vacation, and we just went out on a sailboat and watched, you know, fireworks over the bay or whatever. And it was nice, but everybody was, it wasn't that nice. Like, it wasn't that much better for the cost, and I mean, sure, the vacation itself, but that's different. But, like, doing it in place of the 4th of July or whatever, I don't want this starving mountain lion to get me. We're getting close, guys. This is just what you're getting. I wasted my thing, and he evaded it, but he was right as he started to run. And basically, without me there, they took, you know, a big chunk of the resources. Sure, there was a little bit less because I wasn't contributing. You know, I probably put the bill for at least 25% of everything. So the budget shrunk, and all the logistics were gone. So it was a bit of a poop show. Bit of a poop show, from what I hear, including from my brother-in-law, from all the other people that run it. So now, past 2 years, starting in like December, my brother-in-law will start haranguing me. You're coming, right? We're going to do it. You're going to be there. We're doing the 4th. And about a monthly checkup. So as it's gotten bigger and bigger, so this year we've introduced, last year, past few years I also really, like I talked about, I make these pies. I like to kind of dabble in things of that nature. I just enjoy trying to improve my craft, and I like to dabble in the arts of mixology. I don't really like to drink a lot of things like that. I'm not a fan of sweet drinks. Not even regular. I don't really drink soda. I don't. I can have a little bit of juice with like a breakfast or something, or a smoothie, but I don't seek those things out. I just don't particularly like it. When I drink my coffee, I drink it black, no cream, no sugar. It's just, part of it's biology. I don't like the way it makes my stomach feel. And part of it's, I just, because I've spent so long doing that, I just don't really like the taste. It doesn't do anything for me. But I do like to make it for others, you know. So that was another part of the last year's thing. I will make up a full bar with all kinds of cocktails and accoutrements, and act as bartender and make a bunch of pitchers so that when I'm out there working, people can make it themselves. Yada yada yada. So that was a lot of work. So last time, but by the time, like right when we were done, it was probably 9:30, 10 o'clock. We had just finished the show, and I just bounced. I was like, I'm done. I want to go home and like relax and now enjoy the rest of my 4th of July. I didn't hang out. And my sister and brother-in-law are always, because a lot of it also is we got to drive home like an hour. So how late do I want to do that on the 4th of July? And my siblings, they're always like, well, you could stay here. Well, yeah, sure, I can. But then I'm having my whole family, me, my wife, my kids, we're all just going to go crash on couches, and I'm getting a little old for that. So I'm going to try and hang this year and just not leave all early, because the past couple years, I can't, and I'm not going to bring the full setup. I'll bring something for people. I'll give them a treat. But not a full bar. That took like 2 days of work anyway too, because I make my own syrups and cordials, and it takes time to set it up. And then we're going on the trip. We're going on our super hike right after. So, all right. So this is where we're set up with this character, and look at us. We still have 10 minutes to spare. It's great. So we're not quitting. We're gonna go check on the harvester. So fingers crossed, guys. if we can get the harvester. We're set up for a Shadowfang Keep run for the next episode. Not the next episode. We will have 1 to 2 episodes, probably just one, where we set this up on for a horde character. I'm hoping just one. So thinking we can run Shadow. Well, that person zoomed out of there. Alright, so we are going to go look for the harvester. May the gods be with us. But yeah, so I haven't even... Also... I really have... Just don't... It's just so expensive, too. You spend so much money... And I guess I just don't on the fireworks. I guess I just don't appreciate it because I don't see it. Other than that, on that sailboat, I haven't seen a fireworks show in almost 20 years, and I love fireworks. That's the whole reason why I got into this whole thing. I love a good fireworks show. I don't know. I'm like a kid. I get choked up. I love to see a good fireworks show. I'll stick around late at Disney or whatever when they're doing their fireworks. I love a good... I always have, and there's probably all kinds of psychology that comes into that. You know, my childhood and blah, blah, blah. So it's just tiring to... And sure, I can watch videos of it, and you can look up sometimes. But also, you can't be looking up too much because, one, you're on a schedule with the explosives, and 2, you're standing around explosives. I've seen way too much explosions happen to mess around and not be eyes on the prize at all time. Like, I have this shirt that says Safety Third that I bought. It's kind of a joke shirt, and it's got a guy, like, riding on a bear with, like, a gun in his hand and a beer in his hand, and it says Safety Third. I bought that for 4th of July one year. I thought about wearing it. I wore it last year. I don't even think I want to wear it this year. Like, I don't want to jinx myself. That's how the older I get, the more explosions I see happen. I don't even want to freaking mess around. I don't see the harvester so far. I'm not giving up hope yet, but... Dang it, I was hoping our aggro range would be a little better. You know, one thing that I didn't do, I wanted to look at the... I hear the little buggers spawning babies. That little whoomp whoomp sound, that's them spawning their babies to come after you. So what I'm going to do now is camp it. When we log out, I'm going to log out right here. We'll pick up from here next time. It's not that far away. And I'm going to try and check in a few other times today. So there's a small chance that we're living in a world where I've picked up, look, that person, you know what they're back here for? They're freaking hunting the harvester. I'm telling you, it's such a rare spawn. There's no other reason why that guy's riding his mount back up in there, except to hunt the harvester. Now that guy, level 18, he ain't killing the harvester, so I don't know what he's doing. Just grinding mobs. Now, not a lot of people know that there is a small chance it can spawn over here. I mean, sure, Questy shows it. So I do have my fingers crossed always that I can get lucky and catch a harvester run over here. Matter of fact, that's where I'm going to log. This side of the road. Don't see it. You can... I don't think he spawns deep back in this area. Like I said, it's a noticeable difference. But it is a rare spawn, and I have picked up the harvester at least... Well, I did it on my dry run. I did it previously with at least one character. Did it with my... I've gotten it at least 3 times. Alright, so we're just going to log here. No harvester. No luck on this one. But it is middle of the day. Okay, so that's it. we're going to continue questing in this area next time. Like I said, we're going to pick up all the quests that we can. Betrayal from Within. We'll do some of these things. We're going to go after Aeon Swiftwriter and the Rune Scroll. So we got 1 to 2 episodes of that. And then we should be hitting up Shadowfang Keep this weekend, either Saturday or Sunday. And once we turn that quest in, we will also rock the dungeon with our alliance. We might finish this zone with the Horde. Not sure how we'll do. We'll set up to go to Stone Town. Okay, so thanks everybody. We have another episode in the pipe. Let's see if I bow in doggy form. Oh, it says you bow down, but doesn't really show it. Another episode in the pipe. How is it in the pipe? 5x5, baby. See you guys next time on Lore of Warcraft.